Hi, welcome back. I'm Heather. So we are continuing on in our series of getting kids in the kitchen. So this week's is focusing on our 6 to 9-year-olds. So this is right where my son is. And so this age group is great because they understand at this point fractions. They're kind of getting an idea for how to measure things because they've already previously learned that. And they're able to get a little more hands-on in the kitchen, start using maybe the stove or the oven with direct supervision, and they can really start building those foundational skills in the kitchen. So with this group, they're able to do everything that we talked about previously in our 3 to 5-year-old video, which we'll have linked down below in case you missed it. And then we're going to kind of build on those skills. So now with the measuring, instead of me doing the measuring and them just counting it, they're able to actually use the measuring spoons and the measuring cups and do the math that's involved in we need 1.5 cups of sugar or flour for this recipe. So they're able to find those and recognize that this measuring cup is a 1 cup and this is a half, and we're going to put those together to create that 1.5 cups. Next up, they're able to start cutting the fruits and veggies. So not only have they're able to wash them and prep them, but now they're able to start cutting. So to begin with, I really like these nylon knives to start them out with. It comes in a set of 3. I just got them off Amazon and they've been really good. They are best for a little bit softer things. So maybe cutting up melons or maybe zucchinis, doing a fruit salad where they're chopping up things. But they can be used for harder vegetables like carrots, but it takes a little bit more effort on their part. So at this point, we're really focusing on keeping fingers out of the way and how to hold fruits and veggies so that our hands aren't near that blade. And then once I see that they're able to use these knives well and they're holding things properly, they kind of have those foundational skills down, then I will move them into a standard metal knife that is just sized appropriately for them. Next up, this is when they're able to start using the stove or the oven with direct supervision. So I'll be standing there and we're working on absolute basics here. So maybe that cheese quesadilla that my youngest prepped, my now middle, who is 7, he's able to cook it on the stove and learn how to flip things or make pancakes. He's able to boil pasta and get the idea of we salt the water and we bring it up to a boil and then we put the salt in, and then kind of setting timers to watch things and kind of get the rhythm of how long things take to cook. And then for our last thing that I really like them to be able to do is pick out things that they want to make. So I love using our cookbooks and the kids' ones and being able to have them just tab different recipes, breakfast, lunch, dinner, snacks. And those are things that he's interested in cooking and learning how to do. And then I will either help and alter them down in case it's a little too complicated for his skill level, or he can kind of take over and kind of build that confidence in the kitchen of knowing how to start prepping things and how we follow a recipe, that we're going to read all the ingredients first to ensure that we have everything on hand that we need, and then read our instructions. That way we know where we're going and kind of the direction. And then he'll gather all of our ingredients out, get them laid out, and then start going through our instructions step by step and following along. And then I really like to lay down a foundation here of cleaning up as we go. That way, when they're completed with making a recipe, the kitchen isn't totally trashed and they don't have to spend then 30 minutes cleaning up the kitchen, and they can just do a quick wipe up and call it good, and we can move on with our day. So this age group is a lot of fun to work with in the kitchen because they're very capable at this point of doing things and they can follow instructions well, and they're really starting to actually be able to cut and chop and cook. So don't forget to like and subscribe, follow along in this series. Our next one up that I have is for our kind of 10 to 13-year-olds. And that's at the point where they're starting to cook on their own without the direct supervision that this age group needed. Thank you for following along in this series, and we'll see you next time.